Yeah, he's one of my favorite guitar players, Billy Gibbons.
Oh, I love
He's
Billy
just
Gibbons.
so relaxed and, you know.
He uses super light strings.
Eights.
Yeah, and
sevens.
and the rumor, I don't know if he always does it, but he uses peso.
He's a very interesting guy.
All right, looks like we're live. So what's going on out there? We're on YouTube right now.
Well, that's a nice place to be, Marty.
Hey, I got Frank Stallone here. I teased it last week. I said, yeah, I got Frank Stallone coming, and people were like, Frank Stallone?
Coming to San Diego?
Yes, we're in San Diego. So, Frank, by the way, I've followed you. So, obviously, I grew up with all the movies, and was also even familiar way back then about your involvement with even all the way back to Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky, yeah.
Now, the opening of Rocky, you're literally in the opening of
the
movie, right?
I'm there
on the street corner?
I'm actually there with my group Valentine. We were, at that time, we were, of course, aspiring to be rock stars, but we were a bar band playing our own music, 5 guys, and my brother called up and goes, listen, I need a song for this movie. I go, a boxing movie? What the hell do I know, right? We all had hair down here and stuff like this. Kind of took ourselves very seriously as young artists. And then, next thing, so he said, I said, we're getting $140, man. We're playing. He goes, look, you mean you can't do it? I said, $140 and all the good-looking girls you can chase. It's 1974, 75. He goes, so he calls back, he goes, I'll give you 140. I said, we're making 140. He goes, 140 each. Now, for us, that's like a month's worth of gigs. 19, we were making like $18 each a night, So, and that was the opening scene. And so I did sing on the street corner when I was a kid. I'm older than you guys. So he says, just recreate what you did. So I wrote a song called Take You Back. And that is the Take You Back, do-do-do-do.
Yeah?
Fun, man.
When did it freeze? When did it start to freeze? Okay. Yeah. But other than that, sound, everything's all right? We're back on? All right. World of the internet. Oh, I got the tuner for you, Frank.
Oh, God. You know what? We've become
We're ripping some licks there, you guys. You guys, give it up for Frank Stallone. Now, the glitching of the internet. Okay, so I'm gonna chime in here because you got your friend Gary here. I got my friend Brian here that's helping live stream. You were just ripping some licks on a Frank Stallone guitar.
Yes.
And by the way, this one is a Frank Stallone guitar as well.
Yes. That was our gift to you.
And I really appreciate it. Plus the awesome signature.
What'd you think about the playing of it?
It is awesome, man. This is a great guitar. Really fun to play. In fact, I have let's see, I like this lick. You
know what? I'm trying to play the lead on that, and the funny thing is, after all those years, I still can't play the solo. There's 2 solos. I want to learn one. Maybe Marty will put it up one day.
I'll help you out.
You know why? Because Snuffy Walden played it.
I'm friends with Snuffy.
Yeah, and I definitely can't play as good as Snuffy, so he ripped that out real quick. And
he's such a ferocious guitar player.
Really good. Yeah.
He's like the kind of guitar player I like, that very tasteful, like not like shreddy. Even though
but he can do it
too.
if he wants to. Yeah, and so he did. So it's that part like. Oh
yeah.
But the way I play is always going to come out like B.B. King because I can't play as fast as he does. So that should be one of your posts.
Okay, I'm going to. Yeah, so
over in B minor.
And I wanted to, for people, I was just playing. That's a hugely orchestrated piece of music.
Oh yeah.
Far From Over, right?
Yes.
From Staying Alive.
From Staying Alive.
Directed by
some Italian guy.
Dude. One of the less talented. The
Stallone brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Sylvester or something. Yeah.
But that song is a classic
80s.
classic 80s, like the sound, the production, plus it being connected to a movie of
Yeah.
dancing, John Travolta,
Yeah.
the whole thing. But that's like, I love that song. Like, I didn't know I
It
would
was a
ever meet
different
you.
song for that time because what it's based on, I said, I always loved Jimmy Webb, MacArthur's Park. Boom, bop, bop, bop,
Yeah, yeah.
bop, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom,
yeah,
bop,
yeah.
bop. And so I said, man, I said, so what? Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah.
be my yeah.
Yeah.
So it had that kind of influence with it, and I said, and I said, man, let's make this a little different. So it is kind of a different, because very musical. Jerry Hay did the horns and all,
Oh, no, it's,
and it was very musical.
yeah, very, like, well, the movie, it's a
Yeah.
piece for a musical, a dance musical, right? Oh, real quick, what inspired you to start a guitar company?
This man, Gary.
We got this
Panapinto.
guy Gary over here. He's a cool guy.
Hey, Gary.
We'll get you in here, Gary. We'll
He-
try and squeeze
He
you in.
approached me in the early morning at Gold's Gym in the parking lot. He walked up to me. I said, "Okay." I'm always wondering if it's TMZ or something, you know. Like, so he came up to me. He had this beautiful guitar book, like really nice, thick book. He goes, "Hi, I'm Gary." You know, Gary's very smooth. He's a good businessman. "Hi, I'm Gary Panapinto, Paisan. Hey, listen, I want to talk. Oh, by the way, I wanted you to have this book." I said, "Okay, great, thanks. I'll see you." And he goes, no, I want to talk. Can I buy you breakfast? I said, "Sure." You know. And we went over and he came up with this idea of Frank Stallone guitars. He says, because I've been watching you like on Norm's channel and stuff like this, and your passion for the guitars. Again, not being a phenom guitar player or anything, but just a passion of it. He says, we could make this work, man. I'm telling you, if we find the right guitar for the right price and give someone a bang for their buck. Now, I'm sure you've played everything.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything. Now, I don't know where you're going to find a guitar this pretty for $699.
$699.
With the case, with free shipping, and 100% guarantee. And also a setup. Isn't it, Gary? It's a refret or no?
Well, it's a fret dressing,
Fret dressing?
and we set the strings the way you want,
Yeah, whatever
Beautiful.
gauge.
action the way you want.
Action we
Is there a FrankStalloneGuitars.com?
Yep.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah. Plural.
All right.
Frank Stallone's guitars.
And now, some of my audience, I have very big, like, different age
Yeah,
groups.
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. Be even more familiar with you from the Norms videos.
You know what? I get that. I get that, and I did a TV series for years called World's Dumbest, which was really a stupid show. And
Well, I
go,
have the right title.
yeah, I know. I mean, I've done movies like Tombstone and Barfly. All of a sudden, I'll be at the airport, and there's like a full colonel in the Marine uniform. He goes, "Are you Frank Stallone, sir?" I go, "Yes, I am, sir." He goes, "I love that show." I go, "I'm Colonel? World's Dumbest?" He loves World's Dumbest. But Barfly, they don't mention. But the World's Dumbest, they do.
Oh, man. Yeah, and so you must not live too far from Norms. I mean, we're not going to say
No,
where you
no,
live,
no.
but-
I live, he's in the valley. I'm not in the valley. I'm over on top. But I've known Norm for a long, long, long time, well over 35 years. And I bought guitars from him. Some I must regret I sold like an idiot. I mean, like a 56 Strat I paid $1,100 for. It's like, hey, I mean, the worst case scenarios in 1965, I worked all summer. I had $150, so I was going to go out and buy a guitar. So I went to Music City, and I said, "Hey guys," the guy said, "Kid, what do you want? Do you want a guitar? Or you want to break my balls? What do you want?" I said, "I want to get a guitar, but I only have $150." He goes, "All right, go back to the old stuff," because everything was brand new. Everyone knew Gretsch's. There's a pile of old stuff in the back, so I go in the back, and I looking through. I see this red Stratocaster, maple neck, all worn. How much is that? But $150. So I look at the stuff thing. I go, "Wow, this looks kind of like a Firebird. It's beautiful. It's nice, He goes, $150. Don't bother me." You know what it was? A '58 Explorer.
Wow.
$150. Norm goes, "You know what I just sold one of those for an auction? $650." $20,000. I didn't realize there was like the case. If you want to buy the case, it's $20,000. If you can find the original case.
Oh
And
yeah.
remember, so it was only 7 years old. I'm there like, what a putz. I mean, and I had it for a long time. I loved it, and I traded it. Like, here's the genius. I thought because of the Beatles that Rickenbacker's, I'll never see one in this country or in Germany, right? Fullerton. So anyway, I traded for a Rickenbacker 31612. And I thought I was the coolest guy in Philadelphia, man, like Jim McGuinn. Then I go, yeah, like I'd like to get that guitar back. And so I went to their place where they practiced. I traded with the group. They go, yeah, man, look what we did. I go, what? They cut the points off it.
Oh yeah.
They put a snakeskin pick guard. I'm there. Just that PAF pickup is probably worth 10 grand. And this was years ago. And I go, hey, great job, guys. I'm there. Oh man. So we've all had our ups and downs with that stuff.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's I you know, like I had never met you, so I'm meeting you on camera right
On
now,
camera, yeah.
which is actually really fun. I
Kind
get to
of
do
more,
that.
yeah.
But this Frank Stallone guitar, this is Tiger.
Yes,
The
they're
model?
all the tiger. This is the honey tiger, the blonde tiger, and we have one called the blue tiger. It's all blue.
Now, is it inspired by the?
Kind of, yeah, but it looks like a tiger's right, doesn't it? It kind of, yeah, exactly. Well, matter of fact, Frankie Sullivan, who wrote that's the tiger one, and
Wait, say that again.
Frankie Sullivan, who wrote Eye of the Tiger from Survivor, he's a dear friend of mine. We're giving him one of these.
Oh, nice.
And he loves it, man. Now we just sold one. Gary told me, I just got the news. A guy from England that's
Oz Marshall.
Oz Marshall, and he's like, he opened for who?
Judas Priest.
Judas Priest stuff, and he just got one. He went crazy over it because I think the price. And I mean, you see it. This is a solid guitar. This is not
for
like
sure.
a flimsy bolt-on. This is a real deal. I mean, the back. I mean, it's real. It's a real beautiful guitar.
How long did it take to actually get a guitar made from the
Well,
you glitched human glitch?
That's my
Yeah.
glitch.
Now, also, just any of you guys have any questions at all? Let us know because Brian's
Sure, absolutely.
Brian's checking the,
Oh,
the
absolutely.
questions. Now, okay, so the Tiger, we got Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
That song
Huge.
was just
Why it did not win the Academy Award for Best Song of the Year. That record was the #1 record for a long time, and it lost to some goofy.
that happened.
Yeah,
Politics.
I mean, it happened with. When Staying Alive came out, I said, "Man, we're in for this." And all of a sudden, Flashdance comes out, and my good friend Michael Cimbello, who's a great player, it's Maniac, great song. But that didn't win. What a Feeling won, which I thought was okay. But so it was us three basically up for the Grammys and Golden Globes.
Far From Over from Staying Alive,
Yeah.
the song that's
Yeah.
like the main song of that
Yeah.
movie. You got a Golden Globe nomination.
Nomination and a Grammy nomination.
Yeah.
But I lost my Oscar nomination, and I don't care because I have a documentary out now, and it's a true story. Those three songs were all #1 records. What a Feeling, Maniac, and Far From Over, all won. And then there was a song from Tender Mercies that charted like 99 and stayed there, and one from Yentl, Barbra Streisand, that made maybe 94 in the charts. So the day of the Academy Awards come out, the announcement, I'm there, they were shooting my first album cover with Greg Gorman, and we're sitting there with my girlfriend, we're celebrating. All of a sudden I get a phone call, they go, "It's your brother." I'm there, "Oh Christ, who died?" Not thinking, it's like, "I got bad news." I go, "What? You didn't get nominated?" I go, "Excuse me?" There's only same 5 songs are Golden Globe Grammy. I said, "How could that be?" So what happened? He goes, "Well, they put another Barbra Streisand song on that was more obscure than the other one." So I get bumped for a Barbra Streisand song that didn't even chart. So I go, talk about politics. There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like, why aren't Paul Revere and the Raiders and Grand Funk in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
yeah.
But Nina Simone and Joan Baez are.
But also, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, an organization that celebrates rock and roll, which is kind of supposed to be rebellious to
Yeah.
a thing that I don't know how
It's business.
I don't know how any of that stuff. I checked out some footage,
Thank you.
to do my research,
Yeah, man.
and I see. So you've got kind of a whole crooning Frank Sinatra thing that you.
Portion of, yeah, because I did albums, I did big band albums, I did rock albums, I did acoustic albums and stuff. So I remember Frankie Avalon, I was out just doing, at that point, all the big band stuff, you know, because when I started doing it, it was early on, right? And he goes, why aren't you doing your own stuff anymore? I go, what do you mean? He goes, just do it. He goes, those are wonderful songs. Why don't you do your stuff? So all of a sudden, it took a few years. I incorporated my own stuff. So there's more of my stuff now than the big band stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't explain it, but it works. It transitions from big band, then it goes into my stuff. Then comes down to acoustic thing, comes back some big band stuff, and we usually end with Far From Over. It's just, you know, we do very well as far as like, we could work more, I would like, but I think we do very well as far as the audience. I think we always get like an encore, always. And it's a fun show, and I have 2 saxes, 2 trumpets, a trombone, and 2 guitars, bass, drums, and piano.
You got any shows coming up, or?
Yeah, next show is at Vibrato. It's Herb Alpert's Club in Bel Air, and that's December 10th, December 11th rather, on a Wednesday. We just played, man. It was. You'd be surprised who walks in that place. I remember Gene Simmons was the Gene. I said, Gene, I know it's not Kiss, but and he goes, yeah, you guys sound great, man. What's going on? I mean, Tom Jones has come to the show because it's kind of centrally located where those, you know, cats live and stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. How we doing, Brian?
Doing good. What's the name of the band?
It's just Frank Stallone.
Yeah.
Frank Stallone.
Yeah.
When did Valentine break up?
Valentine broke up about 1978 because I moved to California in '79. The original Valentine, there were 3 versions. First one was in '68, and the second one was in '70. That was with John Oates from Hall & Oates.
Wow,
the
cool.
lead guitar player. And he was playing, I remember, a Les Paul TV model, originally paid $120 for with the factory Bisbee. And we were talking about that recently. He goes, God, I wish I still had that. I sold it for $200. I said, well, don't feel bad. And yeah, so Valentine was 3 versions, and the third one started in '73 and ended in '78. So long, about 10-year run with the Valentine thing.
And you also have, so like the Take Me Back song, which literally opens Rocky. When you guys were making that, I mean, your brother had no idea that it was going to change his life, right?
He didn't have any idea the movie was going to change his life. The movie was made for drive-ins.
Right.
It was a $900,000 movie. I mean, I think Deep Throat cost more than Rocky. So, and, you know, and all of a sudden it just was this little train that could, this little movie, and it just all of a sudden overnight just blew up. The critics loved it, and it was just one of those things. It was a people movie, and I happened to be involved just because I was the only musician he knew. It wasn't like, you know, I was like the greatest guy out there, but he's the only one he knew, and I guess our price at $140 couldn't be beat.
Not bad, not bad. Well, I'm a huge movie buff, kid of the 80s. My friend Brian here, we're the same age. We actually grew up together, so I mean, we grew up with all those movies.
Yeah.
And I remember Take Me Back, but Take Me Back's been in multiple Rocky films.
It has. It's actually been. It was in Rocky 1. It was in Rocky 3 twice.
He sings with her, right? In
Sometimes.
bed. No,
Yeah.
he sings.
To Talia.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'll do that next date. I'll sing in bed. Yeah. And then it was in Rocky 4, but they did it kind of like a Rocky 5, like a rap thing.
Oh, yeah.
And a guy called me up and goes, now listen, man, our song. I go, excuse me. No, my song that you plagiarized. It's not your song, okay? Like you're putting like a backbeat to it. I don't think so. And then it was in Rocky Balboa. So it's a kind of a song that lives, and we play it. It's just one of the things that kind of ingrained. Rocky's like ingrained in the American psyche.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
It's like one of the favorite movies of all time for people. Because it's inspirational.
It hits those buttons.
Yeah.
Like the underdog, like.
Yeah, give me a chance. Let me just have a chance.
Does he, like, is that the character that's most, like, reflective?
And so it was like a thing, okay, how do we write a song about, obviously post-Vietnam era, which, you know, I'm old enough to grow up through that thing, and go, and try to put a positive spin on it. So we did. And they put it in the movie, and it's part of the Rambo thing. course, that was the only Rambo I did. I said about Rambo 3 and 4. But, you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not a song movie known for love songs. I guess. It's not like
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
like-
sing feelings at the end of Rambo.
For sure, for sure. Well, dude, this was really fun. Can we jam out Snorby Monday, maybe?
Sure.
And you've got the lead tone here. You can rip some solos. Feel free to sing. Now, but I also want to say real quick that you know, people tune in and tune out. Real quick, we've got Frank Stallone Guitars, brand new
Yes.
guitar company that you and Gary are working on here.
And we can be found on Instagram at Frank Stallone Guitars on Instagram, and the website is frankstalloneguitars.com. And all the information in Gary gets back to everybody. I mean, in other words, because he intercepts like what we're doing.
Yeah.
And people come and go, well, can I get one in Australia? I said, yeah, you get one anywhere you want. And so he's very good at that, Gary. You know, I'm like the schlepper, and he's like the business guy. You know.
I get it.
I got 2 questions.
Okay,
Yes.
2 questions.
What was your first song you learned on guitar?
I did. Was it not Three Blind Mice? Something stupid like.
Yeah, like a Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah.
kind of thing. Me too.
Yeah, and I was not good with tablature. I must have been. I realize now later I have ADD. I was wondering why can't I just pick up this 1/8 notes? Well, why can't I get that? And the guy goes, well, maybe you're a little slow. I go, okay, I got it.
And a lot of people want to know, what was it like taking out Geraldo in the ring?
Well, that was an.
Was that a celebrity boxer?
Yeah, that was like
you
actually
beat
one of
him.
the first ones ever. What happened? I was like a regular on Howard Stern in the old days, and I actually did Howard Stern. He goes, "Hey, listen, Frank, we're going to do a remote from Canoga Park." I swear, by poolside. This in 1982. I swear, 20 people showed up. That was it, because you always only on 3 networks, right? So we became friends. So I was promoting something. So I was in New York, and I walked into the studio, and he was in there with Andrew Dice Clay, and Geraldo was on. I could hear on the speaker. Geraldo got into boxing, you know, and he was very into it, and he's you know, he's in good shape and all that stuff. And he was saying, I'll fight any celebrity. I'm looking for a celebrity to fight. And Andrew's there, hey, so I tell you over there. And Howard's there like this. And all of a sudden, I swear to you, I'm just walking in. You know, I'm doing my shtick. You know, I walk in. He goes, Frank, did you ever box? I go, yeah, I boxed in the amateurs. Yeah, he goes, oh. Hey, listen, you got to fight Ralph. I said, why don't you fight him? Yep. And Howard said, oh, no. You got to fight. Oh, Frank, you got to fight Geraldo. I said, I don't want to fight Geraldo. In those days, I was smoking cigarettes. I hadn't been in the ring in 12 years. I don't want to fight Geraldo. I got a tour coming up in England. He goes, oh, no, you got to do it, man. We'll make it big. Well, anything. One thing led to another. Every day, Howard's calling me at like 6 in the morning. Hey, you want to fight Geraldo? I go, no. Oh, we'll do it for charity. And then we found out they could sell out a stadium. I could have made like $300 grand. Of course, I had no manager at that time. Like Mickey, you need a manager. Okay? So, and what happened, so we put the fight on. I won the fight, and $10,000 went to Geraldo's charity. And we became very good friends, because he thought when I won it, I was going to like badmouth him. That's not my style. I said, hey, man, you know, he's older than me. He showed up. And we became good friends. In my new documentary, it's out now, called Stallone Frank, that is. He's actually in it.
Oh, cool.
So my brother's in it. Hall & Oates are in it. Duff McKagan from Guns N'
Oh,
Roses
yeah.
is in it. Like I said, John Oates is in it. Richie Sambora's in it. My brother's in it. Arnold's in it. So and we just won the film festival.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and it's
Is
about.
it out? Is it available?
Well, we're working on either Amazon or something like that, Netflix. But the funny thing about the movie, the theme of the movie is, how do you stay in this business as long as you have with the 800-pound gorilla behind you, which is Rocky and Rambo?
Yeah.
I said, well, you know, I mean, I started playing like 15 years before Rocky came out. So, I mean, I was already.
You were a hustling
I was
guy.
I was in, like most kids. I mean, I was inundated with it. And it's just really nice. The movie was really nice because I told people to say, listen, if you think I'm an asshole, just tell them. I mean, that's what documentary films are about. And it was just really nice people like Danny Aiello, John Montaigne. people had seen me play, my first band members from the '60s. So that was what made it really cool for me. And next time
I
it
can't wait to
shows,
check it out.
yeah, if it makes in one of the film festivals in LA, you gotta come down with your wife.
I would love that. Now, real quick. So, yeah, you guys check out Frank Stallone
Yeah.
guitars. We're all good. But one of my and FrankStalloneGuitars.com. All right,
Yes.
check it out. But real quick, I'm just so glad. This is my own personal
Yeah.
thing that I wanted to ask you about. Is there's this classic SNL skit from the '80s
Oh, God.
where they used "Far From Over." It's the men synchronized swimming. Do you remember that, Brian?
Oh, they did?
It's Martin Short and Harry Shearer are male synchronized swimming, and they're trying to like get male synchronized
Oh my
swimming
God!
into the Olympics.
And they like bump into each other.
No, yeah. And one has a floaty, like he
Was
can't
it
even
Chris
swim.
Farley?
No, it was before that. But anyway, they use "Far From Over" as their like training. So I'll show it to you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Norm Macdonald. You guessed it.
Oh,
Frank Stallone.
Oh yeah, no, let's talk about that because that's a whole nother thing. Norm Macdonald, when he did the news, you became a running
Laughing stock of the show.
punchline, a running punchline.
You know, yeah, it was. It goes, today the Chernobyl thing happened, and you guessed it, Frank Stallone. I mean, so no matter what the Manson murders, you guessed it, Frank Stallone. So I said, well, why don't you put me on the show? I'll just come out from the picture and attack him.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. But Norm's a good guy, and it was okay. I mean, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's not even what I was bringing up. This other thing, but then I remembered that was a whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
Well, he got fired from that show.
Yeah, he got fired for using my bad jokes or what? I don't know why he got fired.
No, I don't either. But
So you got callers? How does that work?
So basically, we're streaming live on YouTube, and people that are watching can just type in anything they
That's
want.
interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, believe me.
Are they sometimes musical or non-musical?
Well, my audience is all people learning guitar.
You got one that's non-musical?
No, it's got both.
Uh-oh. Frank, who did you date last night? Or how about this one? I'm your son. Well, that's kind of rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fairly rock and roll.
That's kind of rock and roll.
Yeah,
man.
fairly rock and roll. Well, man, it's been really fun, and I appreciate you coming down.
Yeah,
and
man.
also thank you so much for this Frank Stallone Tiger.
I think you're really going to like this.
I like it
mean,
already.
You notice right here the bevel?
Yeah.
You can really get up the neck.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can get
yeah,
that
yeah.
one even.
Yeah, you can get it, and you got a little beveled in the back where it just kind of sits real comfortable.
Oh, it's really nice. I appreciate it.
Oh.
I wish you and Gary both
Yeah.
success with the guitar. It'll pop up from time to time
Oh, I'm sure.
in my
I'm sure it will.
content.
Wonderful.
Any final thoughts before we're gonna jam out? But
Okay.
Any final?
People love it. They love you, Frank.
Oh, that's nice.
That is
Wonderful.
so nice.
Do you get a lot of Norm listeners?
Yeah, I do. We have a cross audience for sure, and
Also, very cool pics.
hey, thank you. I got something for you.
Now we're getting a lot of "I'm your son," Frank.
Oh, God. So how many? I'm like the Von Trapp family now.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, that's for another live stream.
Frank's Unfound Kids.
So yeah, here we go. guitars. Fame.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want all my children to meet me at Marty's house.
Yeah, here's the address. Beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep, beep.
and we'll give you a free guitar since I didn't pay child support.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks, man. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Marty. I
Such a
appreciate
pleasure
it.
to
Thank
have
you,
you
Brian.
here. Brian, thank
Helping us
you.
out.
Thank you.
And you guys check out FrankStalloneGuitars.com and his further adventures, which I'm sure are going to
Which will
continue.
be many, I'm
Yes,
sure.
many. Thanks. We'll see you later.